I've been thinking recently about how much of my life has been spent chasing things, and not just more expensive things or materialistic or in a consumerist sense, but just things in general. And that could be a higher salary, could be a bigger house, a better body, being able to run faster. And then I started thinking about what life would look like if I stopped chasing. So, to give a bit of a background, I'm 37, and I'm sure people who are my age or maybe a little bit older were fed the idea that to achieve in life is to move in this direction. For example, if I had a job and I earned this amount, and then I got a new job and I earned this amount, then I am achieving, irrespective as to how fulfilled I am in that position. I am achieving. If I had a house which costs this much and now I have a more expensive house with more bedrooms, I am achieving, again, irrespective as to how I feel in life. And I'll give a disclaimer: I'm under no illusion that you're supposed to be happy all of your life. I feel a life worth living, or a life well lived, is a fulfilled life, is a life with purpose, and it's a life which has been able to experience all the emotions along the way, from happy, sad, grieving, anger, elation, and everything in between. So anyway, I was in my early 20s and I realized that I wasn't all about making as much money as possible. There were times in my head where I'd slip back into it and I'd say, this year I'm going to earn 30,000 a year, or this year I'm going to earn 40,000 a year. And sometimes I'd get close to my target, but then I realized that this dangling carrot that was in front of me, every time I got it, the goalpost moved. Now I understand this is called hedonic adaptation, where basically we have a baseline, we have a goal, we have a target, we reach that target, and then the baseline just moves to there. So the happiness that we had when we reached it is just gone because we need something bigger and faster. An example is you buy a new car, it's the best thing that you've ever felt, you've ever drove, and then 2 weeks later you're looking at other cars which are a little bit newer, a little bit faster, and you start thinking, I want that one. And that's just a pure form of hedonic adaptation, which is something we all have. And even in recording a video like this, it's not to say that I've rid of that. I'm just able to minimize it by focusing on what I need, and also thinking about why I'm chasing these things. Am I chasing things because it's just a social norm, or am I chasing things because of the external validation that I'm going to get from someone else, which is a very dangerous type of validation to have? So I started journaling. I started writing down how my days looked, and then at the end of the day or the next day, I'd look at how my day went, and what things was just me chasing things or not really doing things which I need to do. And then thinking about the things that I would really, really like to put into my day. And these things weren't going out drinking. There wasn't anything partying or anything like that. A majority of the time, it was just, I realized in a particular day that I didn't have 5 minutes to even sit down and breathe. I didn't have 2 minutes to just be grateful for what I've got. It was just focused on something that's not even there, this future something that I need. And through doing this journaling over a couple of months, I've now got myself in a position where my days not completely routine. It's not I wake up and do this and do this and do this and do this, but in focusing what I need and stopping the chasing of trying to find external validation or trying to meet the needs of these social norms that are set out there, it's completely freed up my time I'm in a position now where financially I'm much better off. I'm not a millionaire by any means. I work pretty limited hours throughout the week, but I've got no debt. So I'm not chasing someone else's money. I'm not putting money in someone else's pocket. I've got my van, I've got my bills that I pay for, and that's it. And a few other little things that I might get here and there, I can get them. Now, I'm on a path where I'm trying to get better at this. This is not me saying I've figured out life. So I just want to get that clear. I'm trying to minimize the things that I'm chasing. And unfortunately, those things keep on coming up because that's just the way I'm wired. I don't think it's really going to ever change. I haven't gone full monk mode just yet. When I compete in a race, when I'm running, I run my race, I practice my gratitude, but at the back of my mind, I'm still looking at that person who ran a little bit faster than me, and I'm still wanting to beat them. So I'm still chasing that carrot. So I'm not saying this in the sense of to be preachy and say, do what I do, I'm holier than thou. But what I will say is that my life has changed exponentially in putting these practices in. And it hasn't changed overnight. And it has been a practice very similar to anything else that you practice, whether you practice the guitar or practice another language. This thing is a practice. It's not about sitting down, crossing your legs, being grateful for what you have, and then your life's better. It's just really thinking about what it is you need in life. I'm thinking, do I need to chase after this? Is this relevant for my happiness and fulfillment? And again, it's something that I'm really working on. So I thought I'd share it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you soon. Peace.